Now, the first person we got on the list is King Piru from 456 Island Piru.
Wanna join the gang, gotta slide first. Slide. Which one is the gang? He gotta die first. Which one? Hit him in his brain, make his eyes hurt. Hit him. Put him in the grave on a t-shirt. Niggas say my name, I'ma squeeze first. Palomar's Park, put the P first.
Now, everybody know this dude just came out of left field with it. He started popping on Instagram, doing some wild shit. And he began his career with pressing 4 Extra in regards to the phase and the antics that he seen and heard 4 Extra presenting on No Jumper. But one thing that I'm low-key seeing from King Piru is he's somewhat panhandling the B and the P. And it's somewhat like he's using his status as a member to get the same spotlight that 4 Extra has. Now, some people may call it good business strategy. He getting himself out there. To me, it's looking like panhandling. And I don't think he's afraid to admit that. He said he wants the same shit 4 Extra got. And low-key, it take a certain type of person to say some shit like that or to be on some shit like that. And a lot of people are on that. Not everybody say it, though. But even with all the gimmicks in the games, this shit has seemingly worked. And he got the internet talking about it. Everybody got his name in their mouth. And what we seen recently was the situation with him and G Uno pulling up to the borderline of that 40 in Hoover Hood. Now, both of them dudes caught a lot of slack for doing that, especially him pulling the thing out and making some threats to some people. But fast forward to when we see him on No Jumper after that, he's basically like he's not on any of that gang banging shit. He just wants to fade.
And y'all gotta understand, you feel me, on my song Slide First, I say, niggas say my name, I'ma squeeze first. You feel me? I'ma slide first. I'ma pull up, whatever the case. But really, I was doing that shit trying to get the fight, you feel me? Like on some promo shit.
It's this type of up and down shit that has people confused, especially these out-of-towners that come out here, they get their rap check, get their rap deal, and they come out here and align themselves with somebody and thinking shit good because of these mixed messages. But one thing we have to know with King Piru is his origins. And I think around all the antics and the jokes and shit, it's easy to forget that he said he got put on the 456 behind the walls. He said that he was claiming Luda's part before this situation.
And then I had got in trouble in junior high school because I'm claiming Luda's Park at the time, and when I go in there, I didn't know that me going to this school, I didn't know that the Hispanic kids didn't like Pirus at this school. You feel me? I didn't know that the homies on the north side used to be terrorizing shit. So when I go in there, I'm just like, I'm from Piru. They immediately on me. You feel me? Tripping.
Now that right there, some people will say, it's respectable for him to have came out with that and to have admitted that shit. You know what I'm saying? And on one foot it is. But on the other foot, it was really some shit that he had to get in front of if he wanted to be a character in these internet streets because somebody else was gonna put it out there on him. That's some shit you gotta jump in front of when you saying you was from a whole nother hood as an adult, claiming another hood as an adult, not really being from there, and then getting put onto some other shit in prison. You gotta jump ahead of that because 9 times out of 10, if he didn't do that, somebody from the B team would have did it for him. And it would have tainted this whole situation that he got going on right now. And I'm gonna keep it real. There's a lot of people that do that. A grip of people actually that do that out here. But not a lot of them dudes come out of prison and still press it this hard. From what I've seen, because this wasn't their life before they went in. Now, I think he said when he was behind the walls, some people kind of said like, hey, you claiming Luda's Park, you're not even from over there. You say you in Pomona, you live in Pomona. Get put on to Pomona Piru, them is still Pirus. That's some crazy shit. And that's not the type of representation that's to be displayed with the masses watching. I'm gonna keep it 100. That's not what this shit about. But like I spoke on a couple videos back, when I spoke on him and G Uno pulling up to LA, I spoke about him being vouched for by Dulo from Athens Park. Now, without Dulo saying that on Munchie B platform, I personally would be giving this dude an F for his gangbanging because his story sound crazy and he got put onto a set in prison. But the one thing that Dulo did solidify was that he was putting it down and holding his own behind the walls. There's no Buster Mark shit on his jacket, no snitching on his jacket, so we can't smut him all the way out. Now, like I said, he recently did get on No Jumper and kind of walk some shit back, especially after that shit between him and G Uno. He seemed to have calmed it down a little bit, and I genuinely think this dude is low-key funny when he not with the extras. They say he out here sending explicit pictures to people, and we seen him dissing that Hefe and calling out 4 Extra for the fade. Still. Now, I doubt that's gonna happen, but I think his whole persona has displayed 456 Island Piru as somewhat of a joke. And we all know how things get when hoods are outside of LA and niggas is coming from outside of LA. Even with Pomona being from LA County, we already know how niggas be talking. Not saying there's anything wrong with the island. Like I stated before, I'm familiar with them dudes. But the way this nigga done jumped out and did all these antics, we gotta get this nigga a ticket for these internet games with this gang banging.